Hello everyone and welcome, it's Shanna. Now today I'm working on my craft roulette card and I've got these poinsettias, I've got this fence, I've got some red and green paper and some white here. I'm going to take this red and create my card base. I'm actually going to make a colored card base. Don't do that very often, but I thought for this particular card I would want to do that. I'm also going to cut some panels because I'm going to do some die cutting out of the red. So for this card it's going to be a gatefold. Now this is my craft roulette card and the parameters are gatefold, produce aisle colors, fence, and crinkled paper. And those are the parameters that we have to meet for this particular card. And I thought produce aisle, red and green, red tomatoes, green peppers, we've got ourselves a Christmas card. So I've just taken my panel and scored it at 2 1/8 and 2 1/8 on both sides and folded it in. And then I've got some white cardstock because I'm thinking for crinkle, I'm going to bring in this bark embossing folder from Simon Hurley, and it's got lots of crinkles on it. And I think this will meet my crinkle element because it's just all crinkled up. And then I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I scored at 2 1/8, so I'm going to need 3 6/8, I think is what I need. On this, whatever I cut it was correct, but I think it's 3 and I want to say 7/8. Yeah. So it was 2 1/8, so I went at 1 7/8, and that gave me the 1/4 inch. Sorry about that. I'm just getting my numbers all messed up. Anyway, and then of course 5 1/4 for a 1/4 inch on the length of it. So now I've got these two panels, and I'm going to lay them down on here, and we're just going to have a red and white base. And the embossing folder will make them kind of have an interesting look to them. And so I'm just going to get them glued up and get them laid down onto this panel here. Now as we're doing that, I'll just kind of update you. On one of my last videos, I think I mentioned that I was having a Christmas card making party, and we did, and we actually did it while Craft Roulette was on. I had Craft Roulette on in the background, but we were so busy and having so much fun that we just really didn't pay much attention to it, just kind of noted what the elements are and kind of was watching to see where they were at on it and everything. But we were busy making cards. I think one of the gals, made 16, one made 14, and the other made 8. So they made good progress. I actually made 2. I only made 2 because I was really just assisting them. But then as we were winding down, I started making them. Now this fence here is a Cocarosa die that I had in my stash. It actually comes with the fence and a bunch of flip-flops for like a beach scene, but I knew it'd be perfect for the fence on this required parameter for Craft Roulette. So I die cut it out with just some of my regular hammer mill paper, and I quickly realized that it was going to be too thin for what I was going to use it for. So I'm going to get a heavier piece of white cardstock and die cut it again, and it'll just help shore it up a little bit. This is going to be the landing place for my poinsettias that I'm going to add to my card. And the poinsettia dies with the leaves, those are Cat Scrappiness products here. And so I've got kind of a mixture of products going on, but I'm going to use these poinsettias, and I'm going to use the coordinating leaf that goes with them. I'm going to use fern cardstock for that, and this is poppy cardstock from Spellbinders that I'm going to use for the poinsettias. And I'm not going to ink them up like I did last time. I should link that video where I really took, and I think it was actually live, where I took and distressed the paper on the poinsettias, and they were just gorgeous. But for this one, I'm just going to keep them clean, and we're just going to use the color that is on the cardstock and just create our poinsettias. I'm going to bring in some tape so these don't slide around, because I don't have a lot of excess paper there, or cardstock, so I wanted to just keep them from rolling around. So anyway, the party turned out really fun. I made some party meatballs, and I made like a charcuterie board that had salami and celery and carrots and dip and cheese, a bunch of cheeses, and we had some chocolates on there. I made some peanut butter chocolate chip cookies. It was just really fun. We had a good time, and we ate all of those meatballs. And I think everybody just enjoyed themselves. And then the ladies helped me clean up afterward because, I mean, we had paper and ephemera and dyes and pieces, parts all over the place. And they actually helped me clean up after work, and that was nice. So they made several different cards. And what I thought they would do, I had provided ephemera and coordinating paper packs, and actually they kind of all went off on their own and just created their own designs and just used just a real mixture of everything and really used up a lot of my scraps. So that was very helpful. So I was really excited about that. So here's where I'm going to just layer up the 2 panels. See, I'm going to put it on my gatefold like that. I'm just going to layer the 2 panels up. Now the one is in the hammer mill, and it matches the embossed panels that I put on my card, so I want it to be on top. This heavier weight is actually just a strip of watercolor paper that I had, and it is really heavy duty, but it's kind of got a different, almost a yellowed color to it. So I wanted the hammer mill to go on top and then that on the bottom, and then I just lined them up. Now I'm just going to assemble my poinsettia very simply. It is a layering poinsettia. There are 4 layers to the flower. 5 if you want to count the center of it, and then you've got the 2 leaves that you're going to layer up. And I just went ahead and made the center out of green just so that I wouldn't have to drag out another color of cardstock, and we'll just lay that down on the center, and then we will position our leaves, and we can get it laid down on our little gate. So anyway, so today I decided that I'd go ahead and put this. This is Saturday. I thought I'd go ahead and get this craft roulette card made because I had it in my head immediately that I wanted to use that poinsettia die. I was just thinking tomatoes and green peppers, and so that's what kind of led me down there. And I'm going to bring in some pattern paper that's got some poinsettias on there in a green, a lighter green, a red, a white, and I'm just going to adorn my belly band here and just get it laid down on there. And this will just go across the whole front of my A2 size cover. I'm going to bring in my scoring buddy and just put a nice little score in there just on one side so that I can just have a nice edge on there. And then I will take it and wrap it around the other side and tuck it in. And you need to give yourself a little bit of room there so that you can slide it on and off. I will warn you of that. You don't want to get it too tight or you won't be able to slide it up and down. So we'll get this slid on there, and then we can position our poinsettia on there and get it laid down on there. So I'm just going to put some glue on this red panel here, and we're going to just glue it down right on our belly band. I took it off so that I wouldn't risk getting glue on the 2 panels and then not be able to open it. So I'm just going to glue it up. And I'll actually have to tuck some glue in under that fence because I mainly just put it in the center area there. But I will have to later tuck some glue on the fence because we don't want the fence to flop. Now I want to decorate the inside of it. You could write in black on the red, but I've decided that I want to decorate it. So I've just brought in another piece of hammer mill, and I've got this fall frames die. I think it's called fall frames. I don't know. It's a cat scrappiness die, and I'm just going to make a real fancy panel to go in there. I think that'll look really pretty, and it brings that white back in that we've got on the front. I think that'll make it look nice, and we'll just get this laid down on here. And then while I was at it, I thought I would adorn the inside of it. So I've got some more of that red paper that I had die cut out, one of the smaller poinsettia pieces, and I'm just going to take and go ahead and die cut out another one, and we'll put this on the inside of our card, and I think it'll look pretty. And we'll just get that laid down on there. I'm going to use the green and go ahead and do the center again with just this little scrap of dune that I've got left. Or not dune, that's fern. I think I said dune earlier. Anyway, that's fern colored cardstock from Spellbinders. And I'll just put another center on the inside of my flower there. And then we'll just have a pretty little flower on the inside. Just get a little glue on there and get it laid down. And I think that looks really pretty. We're just going to put this belly band back on there, and now I've got to find a sentiment for it. Now, we had a whole bunch of sentiments out from the night before, and my sister stuck them all in this little plastic bin for me. And so I just dumped them all out, and I'm kind of looking, piecing through there, trying to see if there's anything I would like, anything that would work on there. And there are a lot of sentiments, and I think probably a lot of them could have worked, but I ultimately decided that I wanted to bring in a green sentiment and lay it on the white and just add some more color to those panels. So I'll just clean all these up, and then I will, and I'll bring in a piece of that green fern, and I will get a sentiment, and I will actually glimmer it. I'm going to use one of my Spellbinders Better Press sentiments and glimmer it up, which I've done. I've got a little over glimmering on there, so I just took some washi tape and pulled it off. It has a coordinating die, so I'm going to grab the die, and we'll get it cut out. And it's going to be small enough that it can lay on one side or the other of my panel. And so I'm going to use my washi tape and just tape it down. We'll get it die cut out, and then we'll have our sentiment for our card. And this sentiment actually says joy to the world, and I thought it would look really pretty with a poinsettia. So just bring in my little scout, we'll get it laid down and get it cut out, and we'll be ready to roll. So I'm going to pop it out of there, and we'll get it laid down. Then we'll just need to add some embellishments, and that'll pretty much finish off our card. I'm just trying to decide where to put it. And I think I'm going to go upper left-hand corner. And I decided to pull this off, and I'm going to, these little edges to the fence were kind of flimsy, and you don't need them, so I'm just going to snip them off. And so that's what I did with that. And that just kind of, that way I won't worry about them getting bent or anything like that when I put it in an envelope. So I'm just going to glue this sentiment straight down. And we'll get it laid down on our panel. And we've met all the elements to the craft roulette. I've got my fence, I've got my produce aisle colors, I've got my gatefold, and I have got my crinkled paper. And so there we have it. I'm just going to lay some red embellishments on this one side. And then this will need to be opened by sliding off the bottom rather than the top, because we've got a sentiment and some embellishments that will hinder it. So thanks for watching. I hope you like it. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.